So today we're doing a video on how to replace brake pads for my friend Jerry, who's a total he doesn't know how to do shit on his bike because he's new to biking. So I'm teaching him how to replace brake pads today. So over here we got our disc brakes. Jerry's gonna get in nice and close so we can see it. I'm gonna walk in front of the camera. But there's little screws in there. The first thing you want to do is take off the tire. So let's do that. You good?
Yeah.
All right. So first thing we're gonna do is take the tire off, whatever size Allen key you need. Figure that out. One thing you want to avoid is, I usually have a stand, but we're doing this at my lake house and I don't have my stand here, so I'm just doing what I can do with what I got. So, Jerry's a professional filmer, as you can tell. He's really good at what he's doing. He's good at least at one thing.
I'm definitely good at like half a thing.
Good at that thing. I can't even get this out.
I always love to be humiliated on camera, thank you. Why don't you just insult me a little bit more? Make me feel more comfortable.
No problem, Jerry. I'm here.
Thank you.
I'm here for you.
Thank you.
So most of these have like a really tiny Allen key. So, and I've seen it change sizes on different brakes, but this is SRAM. It's probably all the same. I really can't even see. My eyesight is shot. So I'm gonna try to figure out which one this is. But basically, just you have two things going on here. There's a little clip on one side on most of these, but not all of them. So you'll want to take that little clip out, otherwise you're not going to be able to unscrew the screw. It's really tiny. I don't even know if you can see it on camera, but don't lose that, because what this is for, it keeps the screw from coming out accidentally. It's like a safety, if you want to call it that. So put that aside, don't lose it. This is really simple. You just take the existing brake out. Man, even that one's too small. I may not have the right size for this. Either that or I'm just blind and I can't see anything. And I really can't, because this, my next size up doesn't even fit. We may not be doing brake pads today. Oh, wait.
Well, thanks for ruining the video. Thanks for being prepared. You must have been a Boy Scout kid.
We decided to do this last minute. Like literally, like, I'm like, my brother wants to go for a ride, so
well,
I'm like, I gotta replace my brakes.
Better than figuring that going out downhill.
You know what? I'm not even sure if they need to be replaced. I looked at them, but I can't really see them unless they're out of the, out entirely. All right, so that screw comes out. Put that aside. And in here you just have, don't press your brakes while you're doing this, because you could, in theory, push out your pistons, and then you got a whole other problem. But that's it. This bad boy comes right out. I do have brake pad there. Whoops. Don't touch these with your fingers on the new ones. On this one it's fine. Then here I'm using the original SRAM brake pads. There are others on the market that, you know, some of them are like half the price, but the problem with them is that a lot of them use steel backings, and that heat can easily be transferred into your calipers, and that can cause a problem. Get the original stuff, spend the money. I can't say that it lasts longer or anything, but you know.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do those SRAM brake pads come in different sizes?
Yes.
And would that impact the bike, and how would that impact it?
Well, let's put it this way. You want it to fit. So you got to figure out which ones you have. So these are the SRAM. My brakes are the RSCs, but you got to basically look up which you have. And then the easiest thing to do is
when you say look up what you have, you mean size of the tire? Or?
No. The brake pads, the brakes themselves, like which calipers do you have?
Got it.
Now, before you actually even order them or even look at them, I mean, you could just know which model you have. So you just got to find out which model you have. And then, shoot, I can't even get this undone. I am sorely unprepared.
Yep.
All right, so I forgot to mention, I'm putting the brake pads back in, because one of the things you want to do is you want to spread your calipers. The reason why you want to do that is because as they wear, they come in farther. You're going to put new pads in that are thicker, so that's going to create, what do you call it? There isn't going to be enough space for your disc pads. So I use the old ones because you don't want to do this with the new ones. A lot of people don't show you this. There's tools and special tools you could use. Just take a small screwdriver or even a big one. This is just what I have available.
You
And
definitely
just,
have a small screwdriver.
That's right, baby. So just slowly go like this. You basically just turn it a little bit softly. I mean, I do it so gingerly that it wouldn't even hurt. If you want to get closer here, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but no, coming from this angle. This side, buddy. All right, see, so I'm basically just pushing it in. I'm trying to get the calipers as far in as possible so that there's room for the new pads and the so the rotor will actually fit in here again. Mine looks like it's actually pushing back out, see? But we'll see if that's a problem when I go to put the disc brake on. But easy enough, pull these, I'm just gonna pull this one out, boom, out. The new one actually comes with new hardware. So they gave me a new one of these. Use the new ones. You don't want to be putting old stuff back in because this stuff will wear and deteriorate. So that's a nice thing. I think some brands, if you go too cheap, they don't give you new hardware. So essentially that hardware is degrading as you go along. But these are designed to notch in here. So this fits in like right there. It's a little bit unwieldy to play with. This one goes on top there like a puzzle. Just squeeze them together and slide it back in. Boom, we're in. Hopefully. Just make sure the holes align. You'll see holes here. It doesn't, you know, we all play with, you know, the peg and the round hole and the square hole. Just make sure it aligns. Nice and simple. Put your screw back through. Now you don't want to make this too tight, so you just make it snug. I'm sure there's an actual measurement for this and you can use a torque tool, but I never do. I just do it very gingerly, just like slight finger, because you have this to protect you. You don't want to over tighten it. These are small parts here. You could snap something. It's not a good idea. I'm putting this one piece back in. This is your safety feature basically. And then you're pretty much done. Do you have any questions, Jerry?
Nope.
You think you could do this yourself now, Jerry?
I probably could.
My video was good enough for you?
I think it is.
Do you have any complaints about my work here, Jerry?
Yeah, I do.
What is it?
Why? Because you're a little odd.
I'm a little odd?
Yeah, definitely.
There's a notch in there where this slides into. So just make sure you have that notch. I can't see crap, so I did it by feel. And you know what I also did? I used the old one. Let me just pull it out and do it with the new one. I mean, the old one's probably still fine, but whatever. And if you want, you could save your old brake pads to do what I did before. If you ever need to push your calipers out again, you could save them so that you can just pull these out, put them in, spread it, whatever. Another thing I like to do is I will clean the rotor with rubbing alcohol. I did this already before, but when I wasn't on video. But essentially the reason why I do this is because there's gunk and stuff that's built up on here. I may not pull anything off now because I already did it, but we'll see. The benefit of this, you don't want any oils, grease, whatever to get into your new
Brake pads.
brake pads. Yeah. And watch the material you use, because some material...
When you say watch the material, what do you mean? The material of the brake pad or the material you're clean?
Yeah, what I'm cleaning with, because some of them deteriorate. So I noticed Bounty paper towels are the best for these, which these are not. This is already deteriorating. The rubbing alcohol literally deteriorates.
Which will leave more debris.
Yeah, it can leave something, but it just turns into a big mess too. The other ones, believe it or not, that don't work well, which I recommend for almost everything else, are the blue shop towels. So, you know, if you have a rag, but even rags, some rags will deteriorate with this stuff, and then you could literally just be adding residue to there. So I would recommend Bounty paper towels, and simple enough.
That's it.
You put this back in. Hopefully it fits. I was able to get enough space on my in the calipers to fit the new rotors. We'll see in a minute. Otherwise, what I'll have to do if it doesn't fit, I'll have to take everything out and start spreading it again. I would put the old pads back in to do that. I wouldn't do it with the new pads. And I don't think there's really much more to say. All right,
And that's
people,
it.
Have a good day. Enjoy.